Good morning or welcome back to the channel. I'm on a berries butts, which can only mean one thing. I'm on the way to London. Why? Well, I'm off to witness the end of an era. Come back after this, we'll tell you more. Today's video is sponsored by the Heart of the Tribe Gallery, where art meets the community. So, an end of an era. An end of what era, I hear you say? Well, 29 years ago, Tim Hunkin, TV's inventor, famous for The Secret Life of Machines on your TV, was commissioned by the Science Museum to redesign and redevelop their domestic appliances display. Well, 29 years later, due to wear and tear, this gallery is closing, sadly, after millions of visitors have come to see it. So I thought it would be a good idea, hop on the bus and come up and see it before it goes. So here we are. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've made it to the Science Museum and we've made it to the Secret Life of the Home, just in time because it closes on the 2nd of June, which is a couple of days away. So let's go in and have a look. Here we're looking at the development of the phono, or the record player. Now that's got everything, look. Record player and the clock all built into one. Fantastic. I used to have one very similar to that. Mine was a dansette, I think, very similar. And then of course along came CDs. Now, these killed records, but records are now killing CDs. The records are selling like hotcakes and CDs aren't. Sad that, isn't it? As this exhibition is going to close, I'm really just going to try to show everything that's in here. Look at this, these are really, really old. These are very, very old. So the first department you come to, as you walk in the door, and a subject dear to my heart is the history of hi-fi, where we have everything from the old phonos right through to the modern ones. I used to have one like that. Mine was a dansette. I think every home had something like this in the 70s. And then along came this in the 80s and killed records temporarily. Because now records are coming back with a vengeance and replacing them. That up there, I think it might have been is that a video DVD? Not certain. What I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, because this gallery is closing and I know a lot of people haven't had a chance to come here, is I'm actually going to do a complete walk around so that you can see everything that's in here. If you want to stop the video and have a closer look, feel free to do so, but at least you'll be able to see everything that's in here. Here is the history of radio cabinet and television. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we used to receive television. Look at this, wow, that's amazing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, reel to reel. I like reel to reel, it has a nice sound. And here, this shows you how VCRs used to work. And here are some examples of very early VCRs. I used to have that one with the analog clock on it. Oh dear, that shows my age. Wow. I've actually operated a lot of these machines in my time. Now that's a seriously large television cabinet. The Ghetto Blaster, invention of the 70s. The Walkman. I remember getting my first Sony Walkman. An early video camera before the days of YouTube came along. That's what they picked up and filmed with. And you might or might not remember these. This is a continuous tape system called Stereo 8, multi-track, used to be used in cars. And if you had a really, really old car, Your hi-fi might have looked like that. Right, so let's move on. Here we are, entering the do-it-yourself section. I'm not big on do-it-yourself, but I do recognise some of these tools. And here's a collection of early sewing machines. And if we come around the corner, we have the more modern computerised equivalents, which my mum would have understood. I know nothing about. This is foreign language. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to my first computer. Actually, no, it wasn't. My first computer was a ZX81. They don't have one here. That was the first colour computer, the ZX Spectrum. This was the first ZX80. This was the first mass computer in the home. And it could just about string a sentence together. Sony Game Station, anyone? Believe you me, back in the day, that was state of the art, what you see there. That was like the latest Xbox or the latest PlayStation. Very desirable, very wanted, and now sadly very dated. So this exhibition, The Secret Life of the Home, has been here for 29 years. It's due to close on the 2nd of June, which is only in a few days' time from now. The reason for that sad closure is simply that after this time, wear and tear has taken its toll on some of these exhibits. In fact, the flushing toilet has been broken beyond repair for quite a long time. So 29 years ago, TV's inventor Tim Hunkin from The Secret Life of Machines was commissioned to redesign the Science Museum Domestic Appliances Gallery. And as a result of that, The Secret Life of Homes was born. Sadly, after 3 decades and millions of visitors, the gallery is now going to close in the next couple of days. So we've come here to have a look. The gallery itself was conceived in the early 90s when TV's inventor Tim Hunkin was commissioned to redesign the museum's Domestic Appliances Gallery. Working with the museum staff, Tim created The Secret Life of the Home Gallery, which opened in 1995. What makes the display totally excellent is that it shows you how these things work. They do cut open designs and show the inside of stuff so that you can actually see how it works. It shows how domestic technology has developed over the years by displaying some of the earliest inventions together with the latest. For example, Tim became a household name through his television show The Secret Life of Machines with his motorised automatons. And of course there are here gathered several of them spread across the gallery. So what will happen when the gallery closes in a few days' time? Well, no decision has yet been made about the space itself, but whatever it is, we will come back and see it. As for the exhibits, they are going to be reclassified. Information about them is going to be brought up to date and they're going to be added to the museum's online collection. And then they will be moved to a new home in the Science and Innovation Park that is opening to the public later this year. So you may get a chance to see some of these again. But for now, let's continue looking around. And here is the famous toilet into which poo was ceremoniously launched by the automaton and flushed away, only to be put back again a short time later. Sadly, this no longer works. This was one of the more popular displays in here. But look at these. These have all changed over the life. Nothing like having something to look at when you're having a pee. Do you aim for certain parts of the pattern? I know I would. This is how toilets developed, and look, here's how the flush came about. This is from 1890, this one. Aha, cookers. The microwave cooker. Turn the knob to rotate the chicken. Okay, so I'm doing that. I think that's going to be a little bit burnt looking at that, don't you? So, during the war, we invented a thing called the magnetron, and that magnetron was used for radar. However, we gave it to the Americans as part of the war thing that was going on there, the idea being that they could use it to develop other things. And they did. They developed the microwave. Only because somebody working on a magnetron discovered a bar of chocolate melted. Scary stuff. Looks like they let me do some of the cooking again. Oh dear. Belling Soup 4, famous in flats around the world, also the baby belling. Look at this, 1993. It's got the lighter on the side, look. Whoever does the cooking in here is a bit sloppy. Look, toasters, ladies and gentlemen. Look at these, aren't they amazing? And old-fashioned cookers. I've actually seen that sort of thing in houses being used in my lifetime. That makes me feel very, very old. The rack up there is so you can put your plates on it, keep them warm. And look, here's the original, the number 2 Baby Belling. Look at that. I wonder if we've got a number 1 Baby Belling. Yeah, here it is. The number 1 Baby Belling. The number 2 Baby Belling. And a more up-to-date Baby Belling. First time I've seen all 3 of those in one place. This one's tiled. I've never seen a tiled one before. And I don't know what that is, but it looks like some sort of heater. Ah, the electric kettle. Look at those. That one in the middle, the Utron electric kettle. That one, I like that one. Look at these. I never knew anything like this even existed. Look at the control panel. Wow, that is an early electric oven cooker. Goodness gracious me. Pressure cookers, look. Early pressure cookers, modern pressure cookers. Mixers. Wow, look at that. That thing up there is peeling apples. Various kitchen tools. This one does something interesting to peas. Look at that. Green beans. And over here's more stuff. That's a very early KitchenAid mixer. That's a grater on there. Looks like an attachment. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is a section close to my heart. This is the coffee making section. Now that there is a siphon or Belgian coffee maker. Water is placed in that ceramic jar on the right. And it passes up and through into this glass container over here. And the coffee comes into this. And then when you let the flame out, all the coffee sucks back up and goes back into that container and you serve it through that tap. I have one of these at home. In fact, I'll put a link in the description to the video of me operating it. Sadly, this is a Brammer. Now, the best filter coffee machine of this type in the world is actually the Bun. But as it's not a British design, I suspect they wanted something that was British. But there is a machine called a Bun, which does look like that, and is the best in the world. Here's early machines that you put by the side of your bed. Tea's made, Goblin tea's made. That one there from 1966, I used to have one of those. And now for a word about our sponsor. The Heart of the Tribe Gallery is a community art gallery situated near the top of Glastonbury High Street. They host amazing exhibitions supporting local artists, and they have a beautiful secret garden out the back. So be sure to check them out and support local art. Now this is foreign territory to me. I don't use these. I think these things are called irons. Not really my thing. Sometimes in the olden days it used to be heated by gas, flames, and then electricity took over and they became more and more sleek and modern to the point where now you can get little ones. But again, not really my thing. I don't do those things. This is the development of the fridge. These are very early. This is what it used to look like. Look at that cabinet. And what you used to do is put ice in there on the right hand side, and that kept everything chilled. I guess as it melted, there was somewhere to collect it, probably in that drawer below. This is an early one where it has the heat exchanger on the top and a rather nice looking pudding on the inside. And as the time went on, the heat exchanger became internal and they started looking a little bit more like a modern fridge. Again, sadly, another automated display that hasn't stood the test of time. 30 years is a long, long time. Now, for those of you who like cooking over flames, there's a Dutch oven, beloved by people who like their food smoke and flame cooked. And here we have a very early system, which is the pot hung over a fire. More equipment that I don't really use. We've got curling tongs. I think there's other things that do other things. I think these are massagers. God knows what that is. Oh, it's a hairdryer with a hood. Oh, I see. You put a hood on your head and it blows hot air. Wow, they've got a bed warmer up there. Look at that. A belly warmer. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. In case you've never seen one, a genuine belly warmer. So, ladies and gentlemen, we live in our homes, we have to heat them. And the way we've done that has changed over the years. Here are some early solid fuel burners. You put that one in your bath water, lit it, and it heated up your bath water. Look at that. Is that a heater or is that a work of art? I haven't quite decided. Back in the 60s and the 50s, that finish was a very popular finish. Having said that, I've seen cars with that paint job now. It's coming back into fashion. These are beautiful. Now that's the Valor Junior paraffin stove. My dad had that actual stove in his shed. I remember it well. You can see where it says Valor, that's actually red glass. And when it's lit, the flame shows through there. The ever-ready gas lighter. Goodness gracious me. You screwed the top off and put a battery inside that. This stuff I don't remember. That is obviously a gas heater. Do you remember earlier on we saw those elements on the front of a cooker? So that's what was going on. It was a cooker and a heater. It's an early radiator. Gas heaters. Yes, we all know these. Everybody's had one of these in their home at some point. There's the early electric bar heaters. Yes, it's definitely disappointing how much of this stuff I recognise. I was hoping to come in here and see all this stuff and think, oh, that's before my time. Sadly not. If that isn't the most attractive fan heater you have ever seen in your life, I don't know what is. That is a stunning work of art. Even if it didn't work, I'd have that in my house just to have it sitting there. Now, having a bath, heating your water, we saw one way of doing that by literally lifting a lit fire and putting it in your bath. Luckily, some more modern developments came about to bring hot water into the home. Most of them gas, most of them very agricultural looking at this time. But to be able to have a bath in hot water without having to boil the kettle over a flame would have been quite space age and modern back in the day. So this stuff was very, very, very out there, modern tech at the time. Central heating came along later on, and this explains how central heating works. With a central boiler, not dissimilar to this cutaway of this one here, which heated the water and pumped it around the house to where it was needed, be that in a tap for hot water and a bath, or it would send it to radiators. Nowadays we have combi boilers, so that's showing there what was known as an immersion tank, which the water would be heated and sit in. Now they don't use those anymore. And these are gas fires, flame effect I think they call that. This is absolutely amazing. I hope you're enjoying this. Now there's a way of heating up lots of irons at once. You'll have a fire going in that box. Lots of hot irons because they go cold very quickly. These are hat irons. These are goffering irons. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's official. Washing machines are a woman's friend. Cool, you couldn't get away with that these days, could you? The woman's friend. That says more than anything these machines do about how things have moved on, I hope. There's a wooden washing dolly from 1850, the original automatic washing machine. And here's a washing board for scrubbing your washing against. This actually is a washing machine. I believe you turn the large handle, which agitates the washing, and there's your wringer right over there. Various different designs. This one, I think this whole thing rotates. That whole drum rotates. You can see the axle it rotates on. So here's another upright. This is an early twin tub. When I was growing up, Mum had a twin tub like this. Washer on the left, spinner on the right. The thing about an upright spinner is they can spin faster than a front-loading spinner. So these used to get your clothes a lot drier than modern washing machines. Speaking of which, this is what happens if you cut your machine in half. First of all, you'll get told off. But secondly, you'll be able to understand how it works. You've got a waterproof drum here in which the washing drum rotates, weights on top, suspension there and there, pistons on the bottom because this thing rattles around. You've got pumps down there. You've got the electronics controlling it up here. And over here, these kids are really nicely demonstrating how a washing machine works. There you go. Well, I sincerely hope you enjoyed The Secret Life of Machines back there. It's a great exhibition, and it'd be a shame to see it go. But as I say, some of these exhibits will be available soon in the Science and Innovation Park in Swindon. And when those tours are available, we will be going on one to show you where this stuff's all gone. But for now, I hope for those of you who couldn't make it here or haven't been able to see this exhibition, I hope this is in place so that you get at least a taste of what was going on down here. I think the fact that this has been here for 29 years and still looks as good as it does and is still as interesting and entertaining as it is a mark of the genius of Tim Hunkin and the staff here who work with him to put The Secret Life of the Home together. So I would like again to say thank you very much for watching. We'll see you on the next video, but for now I'm off because I've got to get home and the bus is over in Hammersmith. Bye bye.